Hi, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the Sabre Zone. This is the video where I discuss what you guys got to say. And this is a fun one. This is a fun one. I got a real kick out of this one. The shout out goes to Charlie B. And there was many good ones you guys left. Eh? There was many good ones. But this one, it just cracked me up so much that I had to do this one. Get this. The Sabres are soft as mink fur. And it's the only team that Bust Capo Crapo can score against because nobody touches his purse. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Guys, you kill me. You kill me. Like, if anything can cheer me up, I swear at some of the comments sometimes. I went in there, and it's been a rough few days in my life, you know, and I went in there. I was reading the notes today. I was, like, catching up all my notes, and I was like, oh, my God. God, people are frustrated. Charlie, we got to be patient. As much as that sucks, I get it, man. My frustrations, my sentiments exactly. I am sick and tired of soft. I am sick of it. I played hockey all my life. I can't understand how these guys wouldn't do what I would do out there without equipment on back in my heyday. It doesn't make sense to me either, really. And there's many of you that have thrown comments that I agree with just so much. And what are we going to do? It's not us playing. God, sometimes I think if I got some of you guys together and we just went out and told the Sabres to take the night off, we would at least make the city a little prouder, maybe. I don't know. You know, God. Yeah, it hurts. For me, it's painful to watch. Let's say, I'll give you an example, okay? I watch, let's say, somebody, the puck goes to the corner. One of the Sabres goes there, and at the very last second, say it's the Rangers guy passes it behind the net when I'm like 2 feet from him, and instead of finishing the hit, he just circles and goes towards the puck, and that mentality is on the coach. It's on the coach, and I like Granado. I do. I think he's brought some good elements, but I think he needs more of a Tortorella mentality to survive long-term as a coach in this league. You're going to eventually have to have some grit and toughness in your lineup if you want to coach longer than 2 or 3 years in this league and never be hired again, because that's what can happen. And the sad thing is, he's a really good coach, and he could be a forgotten coach real quick just because it was one element he didn't address with this team. And we can go on and on and on about it. It really doesn't matter. It really comes down to lack of leadership. There's lack of leadership on this team. When we had a guy like Mike Pekka in that lineup, nobody was scared to hit. Nobody was really scared to hit. I mean, you know, even the guys that were soft would hit. And with this team here, it's almost like it's against what they believe in. They think that, a transition game is going to win a Stanley Cup. And I hate to break the news to a lot of folks out there, but the transition game does not win a Stanley Cup. The element of winning a Stanley Cup is going through pain, not going through flashes. You got to go through pain. You got to go through brutal pain sometimes, broken fingers, broken toes, all sorts of things you got to be able to cope with. And I'll tell you what, you're going to get a lot more injuries if you're the most least physical team heading into that playoffs. You're going to be injured out. You're just going to be injured out of the playoffs. And we've suffered that in 2006, that fate. And not that team was soft or anything. I'm not saying they were. But we've seen what injuries can do to a Stanley Cup dream in 2006. We've seen it with our own eyes. And I'll tell you what, we could have a more talented team, a better team, with a bunch of first-rounders, a great goalie, all this stuff. But if we don't have the physical element to the game, we're not winning the cup no matter what anyway. So all the years of building, all the years of practice, road trips, COVID, all that crap is for naught because you took one element out of the game, which is hard-nosed. And if you take that out of the game, no. First thing I look for, and I'll tell you folks this, okay? What first thing I look for when I watch Team Canada, okay? And when I watch them, because if you notice, whenever you play Team Canada, you'll see it's physical, right? You guys see that. And you see the US does it too. Now, this is why the US became a world power in hockey, okay? They became a world power in hockey, not just because they were learning to develop talent better. They got hard-nosed, they got tougher, and they got more cynical when they were in the corners and stuff like that. They became very hard to play against. And this is why teams like Sweden and even Russia to a certain extent can't cope with it eventually and lose out. And that's the first thing I'd be watching when I watch the Olympics this year. I'm going to be watching how are we playing physically out there. That's the first thing I check when Team Canada's in any tournament. And I never get disappointed because I know they'll show up. They will. Even if they lose the tournament, it doesn't matter. I look for the hockey game that we're supposed to see. And you guys seen it for years in Buffalo. We've seen it how long? Buffalo had one of the most great physical teams in the 90s. I mean, I know they weren't successful in the playoffs, but there was always that pride. There was always a pride, you know, and then eventually it led to a Stanley Cup Finals and a guy named Mike Pekka, we found. And when we got this crazy captain that looked like a kid that's supposed to be in, I don't know, studying like physics or something, but we had this guy and you put a hockey equipment on him and told him not to shave, all of a sudden he became a beast on the ice with an average size build. If an average size guy can do it like Mike Pekka did, I don't see why guys like Tage Thompson can't be throwing their weight around out there unless the coach isn't telling them to. I don't get that. Anyway, I'm harping on the same thing again. It's driving me nuts. We're just going to have to see today. We're playing a physical team, so good. I want to see the Sabres in a game where they can be embarrassed if they don't fight back. It's like you don't cover up when somebody's throwing punches at you. You look for an opening and punch back. And I don't get why we're not doing that. When it's obvious why we're hitting a slump, why we're hitting this rut. And it's not just goaltending. It's not. We could have excellent goaltending right now and be what? Avoiding this subject because we're playing 500? No. No, I'm glad we're in a rut because maybe this will wake them up. Maybe it'll make us meet her. Maybe we'll go out and we'll be, maybe Adams is having meetings with Granado and they're discussing this. I'm hoping so. Because it really is unacceptable. So that's where I stand with it. It's unacceptable to be a soft team because there's no future. There's no future to it. None. People think that, Colorado's going to win a cup when they were dead last in hitting last year? This is why I picked them to lose the first round last year, guys. And they lost the second round again. They haven't passed the second round with McKinnon's career. Not once. And look at the talent that team has. And they still haven't addressed it. The Rangers were smart enough to go and get Reeves, whereas I think a team like Colorado should have. That might have been the element they're missing over there. It sure isn't Nazem Kadri. That's not the kind of tough you need on your team. You need a guy like Reeves, a guy scary. You need somebody like that. All right, my heart's racing. I want to drop this video, but good line there, Charlie. You know, nobody steals his purse because nobody steals his purse. Oh, God. Let's hope today they make us a little more proud, eh? All right, guys. See you in the next video tonight on the post-game show. Bye.